Hi, boys and girls. It's time for the Bible. Yes, that's the book for me. I stand alone on the Word of God, the Bible. Bible. Now, I'm sorry on Friday I could not send this part of the lesson. My phone was just not being very nice. And so we had to wait till today. But I hope you did watch that little video. And if you did, then you know what happened with Manoah and his wife. But let's back up for a minute. Now, the last judge that we talked about was Gideon. And then Gideon ruled, I think it said, for 40 years. And you know what? Everything was wonderful. People obeyed the Lord. They remembered about the one true God. But then after Gideon's death, it was the same pattern, boys and girls. They would listen to themselves instead of listening to God. And they would bow down to false gods and worship them and be very selfish and forget about the one true God. 7 times the Lord sent judges. And 7 times after every judge died, the Israelites turned away. So God gave them over to their enemy, the Philistines. And they were scattered throughout the land. They were ruled by the Philistines for 40 years. Now there were people scattered throughout the land who still believed and trusted in the one true God. And Manoah and his wife were 2 of them. Now remember, one day, Manoah's wife was outside and an angel of the Lord appeared to her and told her that she was going to have a son. And they wanted a child because they did not have one. And he gave her specific instructions and he said, now, this child will have to be raised under the Nazirite vow. Not vow like in the letter, but a vow like a promise. And so they were never allowed to cut his hair. He was never allowed to do anything with grapes, be near grapes, or drink any wine. And he could not touch a dead body or a dead anything. So when Manoah's wife ran and told Manoah about it, he said, oh, I hope this angel can come back because we need more information how to raise him. And the angel did come back. And the angel explained everything to Manoah and his wife all over again. And Samson was going to be, he was going to be like a worker for the Lord. God was going to give him special traits that would help defeat the Philistines. But the thing is, this child was going to have to listen to the one true God and not to himself. So Manoah's wife did have a baby, and they named their baby Samson. And they raised Samson the way the angel had told. They named him Samson. They did not allow him to cut his hair. He never did anything near or ate grapes or drank wine. And he never touched any dead body. Now, Samson was given supernatural strength. That means he was given more strength than any other man ever. As a matter of fact, when I was reading it, it said in the lesson that Samson was the strongest man that was ever put on this earth. Now, Samson needed to obey the Nazirite law and the Nazirite vow. Let's see what he does. One day, Samson, that's him right there, went down to the Philistine city of Timnath. In this Philistine country is where Samson saw a young woman that he liked very much. Now, he told his mother and father he wanted to marry this girl, but she was a Philistine. Samson couldn't marry a Philistine. She was a heathen. So when he told his parents were so sad. They were like, can't you find a wife from one of our Israelite girls? You cannot marry a Philistine. It will break the Nazirite vow. But Samson was headstrong, and this time he was listening to himself. And he told his father, get her for me. I want to marry her. She is the right one for me. Now, Samson's parents were very sad about this. God would not want Samson to marry a Philistine girl. But you know what? Even though Samson wanted to do something that was not what he was supposed to do, God could still use him and still use that whole situation for his own glory. Now, one day, as Samson was back on his way to Timnath, you know what he did? He walked through the vineyards. Now, the vineyards is where they grew grapes. Was Samson supposed to be near the vineyards? No. Was Samson supposed to be near grapes? No. But he went. And when he was walking through the vineyards, suddenly a young lion sprang out that was hiding, and he roared towards Samson. At that moment, the Spirit of God came over Samson, and he had such strength that he was able to attack the lion with the only weapons he had, his hands. He tore the lion apart easily. Samson was alone when he killed the lion, and he said nothing to his parents about it. Now, being a Nazirite, should he have been in the vineyard? No. And, if he killed the lion, that means he did what? Touched a what? Touched a dead body. So Samson continued on into Timnath, and he became engaged to the Philistine girl. And arrangements were made for them to get married later on. And after that, he went back to Israel. Now, we will find out if God is able to use Samson, even though it seems to me like Samson is really listening to himself. But God can do all things. God can do all his holy, are you saying it? God can do all his holy will. All right, boys and girls. We will find out what happens next in our Samson lesson. Bye for now.